Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube corner. I'm Zuri, yoga teacher and FRC mobility specialist. I have a 16-minute standing cars sequence for you today. Now, if you don't know what cars are, stop watching this video right now. Go check out my other videos where I explain a lot about cars and what muscle irradiation is. You're gonna need to know what that is because when we do these movements, we want to irradiate our muscles. We want to pretend that we are moving through thick air like someone is stopping you from moving or like you're holding a heavy weight. That's how we're going to create real change within our joints, within our muscle structures. So go back, get to know what cars are, and then this video will make a lot more sense. This is a standing sequence. We won't be using any props, although I do suggest stand maybe next to a counter or your fridge, hold on to the back of a chair, use a mobility stick or a broomstick, just because we're going to do one part that requires balancing on one foot. And that's it. You can do this really at your kitchen. Hold onto your kitchen counter. Easy breezy. All right, so let's get started. Now we're not holding on to something just for the sake of balancing. We're using it as a prop. We're going to squeeze it like we're crushing it to create more tension and irradiation in the body. We'll start by standing with our weight on the right foot, the left leg forward and up a few inches off the mat. Take a moment to feel sturdy and grounded. Flex the left ankle, toes pointing up. Place the left hand at the left hip or into a fist. Externally rotate the left leg and rotate in. Squeezing into the rotations 2 times. Work to keep the trunk very still. Pause at center, and now only the ankle points to the left until it makes a full, slow circle. Ankle cars. Twice in each direction. No longer is the thigh bone rotating. Now we're holding the thigh bone super stable to make sure the movement is only occurring at the ankle. We're going to pause at center and then bend the knee. Keep the ankle flexed. Extend the knee. Bend the knee, squeeze into the back of the knee as you pull the heel in and then push the leg out. Externally rotate just the ankle to the left and then pull the outer edge of the foot into the sitting bone. Push the inner edge of the foot out. Rotate the ankle to the right, pull the heel in, push the outer edge through the pinky toe out, and then relax. Shake it out. Let's move to the other side. Weight on the left foot, right foot forward and up a few inches off the mat. Externally rotate the thigh. Internally rotate the thigh. Externally rotate. Internally rotate. Meet at center to keep the legs straight for ankle cars. Move to the right or whatever direction, doesn't matter. 2 times in each direction. Very slow. Slow is harder because it requires more focus and work. We're going to pause for knee cars. So at the end of those ankle cars, we're going to keep that foot flexed and then bend the knee to pull the heel into the sitting bone. Squeeze and then push out to straighten the leg. Squeeze, push out to straighten the leg. Then just the ankle rotates to the right, bend the knee and squeeze to pull the outer edge of the foot in, push through the inner edge forward. Rotate the ankle in to the left and then pull the foot in. Push to extend the knee, come back to center and shake it out. Let's move back to bring the left foot forward. This time externally rotate the left thigh as you lift the leg off the mat, preparing for hip cars. Let's create more tension in the body and lift the leg as high as you can. Keep the external rotation. Bend the knee about halfway like you're trying to lift something with the inner edge of your foot. Keep this rotation and lift as high as you can. Then open the hip to the left. Internally rotate the thigh as the foot lifts, point the knee down to close the circle, bringing the left knee about next to the right thigh, and then continue to press forward and up. Opening the hip. Internally rotate, push the foot back, nice and sturdy here, and then bring the knee forward. Moving backwards now, push the foot back. Lift the leg out, kind of like a puppy peeing on a hydrant. Then we externally rotate the thigh, lift the knee, sweep it forward. And we'll do that rotation one more time. Open the hip out. Try not to lift your pelvis or move your lower back. Good. Extend the left arm forward and use that as a margin. Try to lift your knee as high as you can. Take a breath in. As you exhale, push the left leg out to straighten the knee. And then relax. Let it go. Shake it out. Switch sides for right side hip cars. Right leg in external rotation as we lift it up. Bend the knee, pulling the inner edge of the foot up towards you. We then open the hip and internally rotate that right thigh. So we lift that foot a little bit as the knee points down to push the leg back and then sweep the knee forward. Again, we open to the right, we internally rotate. We want to point the knee almost downward to bring that knee into its full circle. Then we're going to reverse the action, push back, abduct the leg, externally rotate thigh bone as the knee lifts up, forward, and back down. Last time here. Good. Let's get ready to extend the leg. So bring that right arm forward. Take a breath in as you exhale. Squeeze that knee as high as you can. And then extend to push the leg out. Squeeze your thigh muscles. And then relax. We let it go. Shake it out. Now you can do your shoulder cars standing up, but I'm going to go ahead and take a little chair pose to challenge myself a little bit more. Let's bring the left arm forward, externally rotate that left arm bone, and then add the arm in towards the chest as much as you can. Then we're going to lift up towards the ear without sending the chest forward. Bring the arm out, externally rotate as we circle to reach behind us, bringing the hand to the outer edge of the hip to finish the circle. We reach back. Externally rotate through that arm bone, reach that arm high. Keep that rotation as you come back right to where you started. And we'll do that shoulder car one more time in this direction. You can move the arm bone out away from the ear as you rotate. Just try not to rotate the trunk too much. It's okay if you do. We make progress every day. Good. Relax there for a moment. Now let's come back, sit down. Let's bring the right arm forward. Externally rotate as much as you can. Add the arm in with that rotation towards the chest, and then lift with that rotation high towards the ear. Avoid pushing the chest forward. So there is irradiation being created throughout the entire body. You can see the faces that I'm making. Crisp circles here. Feel that arm bone rotating right at that joint, right at the joint capsule there. Good. One more here. Make sure we're not moving into any painful ranges. So I'm irradiating a lot. You can irradiate or create less tension in your body. Good. Let's finish up. Both shoulders now. Both arms reach up. Reaching high to the ears. Keep that trunk nice and sturdy as you rotate both shoulders back, down to the outer hips, and then circle back around. We're going to keep the arms lifted as we stand and then bring the arms down for elbow cars, bending the elbows about 90 degrees, and then bring your palms up towards your shoulders. Squeeze. Externally rotate the forearms, turning the palms to face forward, and push as if you were pushing something heavy to extend the elbows. Rotate just the forearm, not the arm bone. Bend the elbow as if you were picking up the outer edge of your pinky to your shoulder. Rotate the forearm, palm pushes down, and this time we pick the back of the hand up to bend the elbow. Squeeze the back of the hand to the shoulder, then rotate the forearm. The back of the hand pushes to extend the elbow. We rotate just the forearm, squeeze into that forearm rotation, pick up the back of your hand, squeeze, externally rotate, and then bring the back of the hand, push it down for the last time, extend the elbows. Let's move on to wrist car. So we're going to keep the elbows bent. Extend the wrist, palms face forward, fingers down. Squeeze into the pinky, and let's try to draw a very perfect as you can, a square with those fingers pointing down and in and up twice in both directions. We're squeezing the arms, we're squeezing our whole body here so that the forearm does not move. Notice how my forearms are not rotating here, only the wrist joint. And it's okay if it feels like your wrist is not moving at all. Totally fine. It takes progress, but work really hard here. Good. Let's meet with the fingers pointing up for a moment. Really extend the wrist here. Fingernails toward your shoulders, and then push down to contract the other side of your forearms. Lift back up. And let's just play with our fingers here, bringing pinky to thumb, extend, ring to thumb, extend, middle to thumb, extend, index to thumb, stretch it out, and then shake it out. Let's move on to neck cars, tucking the chin in and down. Articulate the 7 vertebrae of the cervical spine. Squeeze, irradiate your body, and then graze your clavicle to the left shoulder, squeezing. We're going to dip the left ear back to lift the chin and draw a big circle across the ceiling until we get to the right shoulder. We're going to look down, squeeze down through the clavicle, squeeze through the chest until we get to the left shoulder again. Dip the left ear back, lift the chin. One more, even better circle. Only the neck is moving. This is a lot of great work for the neck muscles here too. We're going to move in the opposite direction. So we're going to go back to the right shoulder. Dip the right ear back. The back of the skull lifts so the chin can create that big circle till we get to the left shoulder. Graze the clavicle back to center and make one more circle here. It should feel like someone is stopping you from moving your head, right? So you're still working hard. We're going to pause at the center and then lift the back of the skull until the chin lifts up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to move the entire spine. We're going to tuck the chin, cervical spine first. Then we round the first segment of the upper back. We're going to try to find as many joints as possible to flex in the spine. So we do this so slowly that we're really engaging the front of our core muscles, right? So those abs, right, they flex the spine. Eventually we fold over, torso over the legs. You can hang out there, relax a little bit. But when we're ready to come up, we're going to push into the legs, point the tail, strong, stacking up as if you were trying to push someone off your back. And then lift the chest, externally rotate the forearms, and just allow the chest to open up. Come back to center, do that one more time. Spinal articulation, tuck the chin. First the cervical spine, then the thoracic spine rounds. We round into the lower back, and we let the trunk go over the legs. We bend the knees a little bit so that we can push the ground away, tucking that tail, or really it's just pointing it down. And again, you're pretending like you're pushing someone off of your back as you're slowly stacking that spine. The forearms can just roll and face forward, and we lift the chest. We come back to center. We're going to move laterally now. So we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Slide the right hand down the side of the right leg until there's a stretch on the left side of your body. Then the left arm can reach up, bend both knees. This is going to feel really weird, like you're just hanging out in the monkey bars, and that's totally cool. It's the left arm that's going to help you up so you can stack the side of your body back up. Left ear to the left shoulder. Slide that left arm down the leg as we find that lateral spinal extension. The right arm comes up, and then we bend the knees. We hang out with gravity. We pretend that we're hanging on to the monkey bars and just hanging out. Then we're going to slowly reach up through the right arm. The right arm is going to be the last thing to come down. Thoracic cars. Let's give ourselves a hug, grabbing onto opposite shoulders. Tuck the chin inside that little crest. Pull the shoulders forward a little bit, and then let your elbows point to the left. Lift the elbows up and then over to the right side. Dip it down, almost like you were creating a big square with those elbow points, all the way to the left, all the way up and across. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. You're trying to keep the pelvis from moving, and only the rib cage is moving here, only the upper body. The neck shouldn't even be moving because it's tucked inside that little nook that we've created with our arms. Feels really weird, but also really good. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and relax the arms here. And the last thing we'll do is for our toes. Lift all your toes up and down a couple of times. And then hold just the big toe down. Lift the other 4 toes up and down. And then play with lifting those 4 toes up and down really, really fast and then really slow. Then we're going to switch and press those 4 toes down so your big toe is the only one that's tapping up and down. Play with tapping that big toe really fast and then also really slow. Keep the other toes down. And then notice if they listen, notice if they don't. And then we're just going to let all of them lift as if you were playing the piano. And so lifting them all, trying to take the big toe down first and then allowing the pinky toes to come down last. And then go ahead, pause, breathe. Just notice what your body has done. And you're ready to enjoy the rest of your day.